The root cause of all these collapses is the trust that is required, and that trust has been betrayed.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Michael Saylor giving us his take on the crash in Bitcoin. Plus we'll hear details on what happened with the collapse of FTX and where the crypto market is headed next. While many investors are hesitant to purchase cryptocurrency in such a volatile market, he believes that the SEC is going to be taking a very close look at many token and token sales taking place around this time, and how unsuspecting investors were the ones left holding the bag when the crypto tokens were dumped. Let's listen to Michael Saylor as he gives his take on the Bitcoin crash and the collapse in the market we're seeing now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
This week highlights the contrast between the virtues of Bitcoin and the vices of crypto. And it illustrates the wisdom of Satoshi. So if we go back to first principles, the entire Bitcoin movement got started because of a loss of faith in the currency and a loss of faith in banks. And so this has gone on since time immemorial. Banking crisis that froze customers' funds, and currency crisis that collapsed their purchasing power. And Bitcoin was created as a currency that couldn't be debased, running on an open network so you could be your own bank. And the principle is, if you're your own bank and no one has discretion to debase the currency, then you're not going to wake up one morning and find out that your funds have been seized and they've been devalued to zero. Crypto and the entire movement is almost like the reinvention of fiat currency and fractional reserve banking, but instead of it being in a regulated environment, it's just in an unregulated environment. So ironically, we saw the same human behaviors here. A human being creates a wildcat bank, unregulated. Then a human being creates their own currency, like the FTT token. Then they issue a bunch of it. Then they start to leverage it and borrow against it. And then at some point, they start to misuse the funds of their customers in their bank, and they use it to prop up their currency. Eventually, the currency collapses, the bank freezes its assets. People who had trusted the bank lose their assets. People who had trusted the currency lose their purchasing power. And so this is a teachable moment, because the solution is don't put your value in currencies that are controlled by human beings. You can't trust the CEO, you can't trust a company, and you can't trust a custodian. And if there's a counterparty, it's credit, it's not money. And Bitcoin is nobody's liability. There is no counterparty. Anyone that joins the network is their own banker. The reason it's money is because no human being or no organization has discretion over it. So, and if anything, all of the Bitcoin memes have come back to life. Not your keys, not your coins. It's constant. And don't trust, verify. And it's sad to say that this is an incredibly expensive lesson in basic fundamentals of monetary theory and banking, and a principled way forward with your investments. No company, no board of directors, no government, no political process. At the point that you conclude that no one has the strength of character and wisdom and commitment to carry the burden of a billion people's money, then you realize that the solution is put the control of that into the hands of nature. Submit yourself to nature's laws and to the laws of mathematics, and then put it into the hands of a software that's not just a software program running on a machine, but a software protocol running on millions of machines. And so if you can create a fair, equitable, trustworthy, rational software protocol, if you can release it as a virus to millions of machines and hundreds of millions of people, you have a chance. You have an opportunity. It may work. And Bitcoin is the first example of a successful monetary protocol that was released. And in the first year or 2 or 3 years, it could have been smashed out of existence or could have failed. And now we're fortunate enough to actually see that it has grown to maturity and it is working. And it is the best choice in this crypto carnage. And for those who have clear vision and they can see through the sound and the fury and the chaos, they'll see that Satoshi was wiser than they realized. Satoshi said something, very seminal at the very beginning of this entire movement. The root cause of all these collapses is the trust that is required, and that trust has been betrayed over and over and over again. The FTX collapse isn't the first collapse of a bank. It won't be the last collapse of the bank. And until human beings develop the humility to realize that trusting the bank and trusting a fiat currency was the mistake in the first place, then they won't transcend and evolve beyond this situation. I think that Bitcoiners have had a very clear vision, and that's because they move forward in a principled fashion. And if you didn't buy the altcoins, if you didn't put your money in a crypto exchange, then you didn't fall short. You did the best you could do for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your followers. There's been a never-ending campaign on behalf by Bitcoiners to convince people not to trust, run your own node, take responsibility for your own actions, hold your own keys, support an ethical, decentralized, fair, transparent protocol. And I would say that we can look at it as, well, we failed because we didn't convince everybody in the crypto world to adopt Bitcoin. But you can also look at it as we succeeded because we got the most number of people and the most amount of money to adopt Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is still the dominant crypto asset network in terms of number of holders, in terms of value, and in terms of the amount of value stored on the chain. And so although we haven't convinced 100% of the people to agree with us, we've convinced the most of the people to agree with us. And this week is another educational lesson. And I, as a newcomer to the space, I've only been in it for about 2.5 years, I observe that we are making great headway with mainstream investors and mainstream media. And we're also making great headway with the crypto bros and all the crypto degens, everyone that said, I got to trade this altcoin, or I got to trade on that, or I need leverage, and they made fun of the Bitcoin maximalist and the ones that want to self-custody. And I think that now you won't find anybody in the crypto industry that would make fun of Bitcoin's principled approach.
Right.
And I think that if you go on CNBC and you look at the conversations are clearly, we can't really be trusting these wildcat, Wild West crypto casinos, and we need to be more responsible. The industry needs to grow up.
Saylor says that even though the worst is over with, the industry hasn't yet been resolved. Because we have gone through an essential deleveraging, people will be more cautious in their purchasing of assets. We're seeing a massive drop in some of the biggest stocks in the world, but to date, Bitcoin is still up 77%. At the same time, MicroStrategy stock has increased by 132% since the business initially traded debt to begin purchasing cryptocurrencies in August of 2020, exceeding numerous other equities and assets, including Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin is currently down nearly 1.5% as a result of the FTX bankruptcy, which has caused market chaos and risk-off sentiment. One thing is clear, the collateral damage from this recent crash in cryptocurrency will be felt for weeks and months to come. Many analysts believe that Bitcoin will be reaching the bottom soon at 12 to 13,000, which is a likely scenario given that there's so much panic in the crypto market right now. Major cryptocurrencies are trading in the negative as the global crypto market cap fell 2% on the previous day to 855 billion. Over the last 24 hours, total crypto market volume fell 33% to 96.7 billion. What do you guys think of Michael Saylor's opinion on the Bitcoin crash and the collapse in the market we're seeing now? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.